Okay, we are go. This is Justin, and he's taking a test ride. That's his bike, and I rode it out here. Here it comes back again. Ah, you've gotten the fan to kick on. Yeah, it does that at various times. It must have some kind of a sensor in there that detects the motor heat. But I'll tell you, some mornings when it's cool, I've noticed that it won't come on until, I've gone 5 to 10 miles, and sometimes when I hit it hard right out of the garage, it'll come on after 3 miles or so. But well, give me some impressions.
It's a really interesting spot, like seating wise. It feels almost like the posture is kind of like halfway between a bike and a scooter. I mean, it's a very upright, more so than anything I've ridden recently. So the posture is interesting. It feels really solid. I mean, like it doesn't feel very flexible. The forks feel really solid. The suspension is pretty. I mean, it feels like riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I mean, a standard motorcycle. The power delivery is really, really smooth. I mean, there's no like jerkiness. I think in some ways it would be neat if you had access to kind of tweak that control so that your throttle was a little touchier or less.
Right. They've talked about that, and right now it's not customer modifiable, but so far no. I think they want people to get the maximum range out of it that they can.
Right.
And they know that they're not working on necessarily experienced riders being this is the first owner of this bike, is somebody that's ridden 10 other motorcycles. So they're starting with kind of the lowest common denominator, I guess. But I think that's those are changes that are coming. They'll let you modify it. You had said something earlier, and I wanted to get you to repeat it about the engine braking and how that was kind of surprising to you.
I mean, it's just such a thing I rely on. That when it's not there, it's a very foreign feeling. It's like I'm used to letting go of the throttle, everything kind of slows down, and that's not there at all.
Right,
so
right.
It was a small adjustment. Like when we were coming to a stop sign, a lot of times I just pop down a gear, maybe not even hit the brakes until I'm
that's
10 miles.
Exactly what I was doing with your motorcycle. Was coming up to that stoplight, I was like, oh, I don't even need to hit the brakes yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is different. The sound is actually, I mean, it's quiet for sure, but the sound that it does make is really cool. I mean, it's like it makes me think of like a speeder bike on Star Wars.
Right. Right.
That whirring noise.
Who do you think would be comfortable on this bike?
The seat height would put a lot of the people that I think would go, like I'm thinking my wife, who's shorter than me. She's like 5'2".
Right.
So
I got one of those. A midget wife. Yeah.
Despite the fact that she would have no trouble. I mean, she's ridden smaller scooters, mountain bikes, so she's comfortable on two wheels, but she would get on this and not feel immediately comfortable because of the seat height. Like the standing here, like this, she'd be much more tiptoe.
On her tiptoes, yeah.
And, despite that on a bike, the time that you spend with your feet on the ground is minimal. A lot of people put a premium
But
on it
sure, because that's what you encounter
immediately.
first. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I did the same. I'm pretty short myself, and the first few bikes I got, a big thing for me was seat height. And it's like, oh, I can't touch on. And then finally realized and got that, you know, if I want to ride the types of bikes I want to ride,
Sure.
I need to deal with that. And I've seen people much smaller than me
Oh.
on